Hello. Alright. Hypergamy. I'm assuming most people here understand what that is. Essentially, the trading up for something better and kicking whatever you had to the side. Now, I don't really want to talk about that at the moment, specifically. Well, what I want to talk about is AR, Augmented Reality. You know, kind of like Google Glass. Well, the reason why I bring this up is I was looking around on Kickstarter a while back, and they had these really cool products that they were trying to get off of the ground. Now, what they did was they would essentially take whatever you're looking at it, process it through Google. If you're on a bike ride, it'll give you information if you're going north, south, as to how fast you are going, wind speed, all kinds of stuff. Well, among the features is a microphone similar to Google Glass. Now, this microphone was able to go and pick up stress levels in a person's voice pattern, which, as many people know, heightened levels of stress in one's voice is a indicator of a lie. It was also capable of picking up biometrics, like pupil dilation, a few others. So I started thinking, could the era of hypergamy in some level be tamed through technology? One of the points that was given was eventually, as the technology matures, we could all be wearing our own lie detectors around in public. So if we're talking to some female or some male, as the case may be, we would know if they were being deceitful or honest. And that brings up another question. What happens when that becomes commonplace? Are as many men going to get shafted with the court systems and police? Because right now they're working on getting this technology down to the size of a contact lens, which means we can all be walking around wearing cameras and sensors and being able to record everything that we see, everything that we hear. Now, would these be admissible in court, similar to security cameras and other forms of surveillance, being either Google Glass or some next generation technology, or our camera phones, or dash cams that people are using to help police the police, which is sad that we need to do that. Now, with this technology, will we become a more honest society, or will new countermeasures evolve? I don't know. That remains to be seen in the coming years. But in the more immediate future, it would seem that this technology could be immensely beneficial to men specifically. We can help use these tools to assess whether a female that we are essentially interviewing, which is what a first date is, we can assess if they are being honest, deceitful, disgusted, sick. We can check up on their social media presence. Whether, okay, this person has been passed around, not only around the block, but through the entire zip code. Which is you. So, how should we react to this? Should we embrace this type of technology? Personally, I say yes. But that's just me. I don't see how forcing essentially a group of people into a realm of total honesty. They try to hide certain things and to keep things in the shadows, but secrets cannot survive the light of day. This would essentially produce a paradigm shift in our society. Tell me what you think. I mean, how are the tools used, or how are the tools that have evolved to be used against us through hypergamy, amongst other things? How are they going to adapt? Can they adapt? Or is this a great equalizer? I mean, it's going to be a completely different world, especially if we are able to record everything that goes on. We will no longer have to deal with the psycho chick going and calling the cops on us, saying we're being violent and throwing stuff at her, when all we did was ask a question. Or we didn't answer the way that they wanted. How is this going to affect other scenarios? Like, one thing comes to mind. If a female lies about her age and you get charged, but she gets charged and you get off the hook, simply because it is now recorded that she lied, that she misrepresented herself, and the actions you took were based on that information. This could be a game changer for many of us. And not only that, but the application of fMRI. These things are essentially a brain scan. You can't throw them off by a emotional state or through physical stimulation. And from what I'm seeing, we're only a few years out from essentially having fMRIs or something similar within the grasp of the population at large. And if that's the case, how should they be used? I mean, will it violate the Fifth Amendment? I don't know. I think that depends on how it is being used. If we are using it to question or to verify the memories, essentially, and the emotional states tied with those memories, we can then apply this to the accuser. since the Fifth Amendment defends the accused. This could then be applied against the accuser, which, from my understanding, they don't have any specific legal protections. I mean, this could end up being a way to prevent false accusations. And if that's the case, how is it to be administered? Well, in the sense of false accusations, which, as I've been doing more and more reading and research, has become a serious problem. So, perhaps the minimum sentence to be applied to a accuser would be equal to the maximum sentence that would be applied to the accused. And I know some people are going to go nuts and start screaming it's you are re-victimizing a victim. But this isn't like a polygraph in the sense of a fMRI. You're not being strapped, you're not essentially being tied down to a chair, you're not being asked yes or no questions, which can, and the questions can be worded to go any way, which is unfortunate. But with an fMRI, it's a memory. If it's a true memory, a different portion of the brain is activated compared to that of a false memory, which is the right frontal lobe. If that lights up, they're using their imagination and not their memory. Or, what is it? Hippocampus? So that could actually help the police departments in pursuing valid complaints. Now, that doesn't mean that if the memory portion of the brain lights up, that the person that they are accusing is necessarily guilty. That would be determined by a investigation and court, essentially. But it would allow the police to go and ignore all of the false accusations and use all of their available resources against real cases. Cases where this is what they actually believe. I don't know. For me, I'm actually encouraged. I like the fact that we can take the guesswork out of it. I like that we can rip control away from those who would control everything through lies, deceit. I don't know. Please, let's do this. We need a way to protect ourselves, not only from would-be predators or corrupt police or a vindictive ex. This could be one of the greatest tools that we have. But it depends on how it's implemented. Now, I don't like the idea of government being able to literally get inside of my head. So as far as widespread implementation, I would probably have to wait until quantum encryption is fully employed. But that'll be a different topic. Thank you, and have a nice day.